Hello friends, welcome to the session. In this session, we'll be discussing about the forms facility that is being offered by the HTML programming language. In this session, we will see how it is possible to create the interactive web pages by using the forms facility or form tab that is available in HTML. And we will also see certain examples of creating some simple forms. Friends, as you know that you are viewing this session on my YouTube channel, and you can always subscribe to the channel so that you can watch many other educational videos on the various topics of the subjects of electronics and computer science. So let us understand what we mean by forms in the HTML. You must have been observed that whenever you visit any web page, then when you visit the web page, then always there is some information that is you need to enter, and the information is being processed by the web page. So many times the information such as your name, email, or sometimes your phone number is being asked by the web page. So it is possible that whenever we want to create the front end of any website, then many elements such as buttons, text field, radio buttons, checkboxes, we need to include on the web page. And this is possible by making the use of the forms. So every form will contain at least one element. If there is only a single text field on the form, then whenever you press the enter, then the data that is being entered onto the text field will be submitted to the server. But many times you will find that there are more than one information that is needed to be entered. And in such a case, the web page will offer you a separate submit operation. So there is a separate submit button as shown in this figure. And whenever you type all the information and when you press the submit button, then that information will be sent via HTTP to the server application. So whenever we submit any information through the web page, then that information is always sent in the ASCII format. And normally the format that is being used for sending the information is name is equal to value format. So every two values are being separated by some symbol, just like the ampersand symbol. And the server will receive the information, and in return, it will give a result page to the viewer that thank you for submission, or information is submitted, something like that. The result will be sent by the server. Now, whenever you want to design any simple form for any website, then you need to make the use of the form tag. So there is a separate tag provided in HTML by using which you can create a form. So the form tag will have a start tag form, and you will find that it will contain the various fields and buttons. And you can make the use of several attributes with the form tag, and the attributes that can be used with the form tag are action and method. Action attribute is associated with the program, and that will be executed when the form is submitted. And action attribute can also be in the form of URL. And whenever we think of the method attribute, then there are two methods. One is called as the get, and another is called as the post. So these two methods are used for sending the data. You can have the different elements in the form. Say, for example, you can have text field, you can have a drop-down list, you can have the scroll boxes, you can have the large text area, you can have the buttons and boxes. So whenever a user is being asked to enter some information, then the HTML programmer has to see that the form should be simple as possible. Because if the form is complicated, then while entering the information, the user may face certain problem. So user must be in a position to understand what is being required to send, and therefore the simple design will always enhance the proper submission of the data by the user. So chances of receiving correct information will get enhanced if the form design is simple. So always a HTML programmer has to see, or the front end creator has to see, that the form design should be as simple as possible. There is a tag which is used, input tag, and this is the tag that is being used for getting the text information. So a text field can be created by using this tag. And whenever you want to create a text field, then normally we can insert a p tag, paragraph separator, so that we can enter the text into the text area. And then we insert the input tag, and the opening of the input tag, then we can use the name attribute to assign some name to this form element. We can also need to type the information that will consist in the text area, and this can be done by using the type attribute. So the type of information that user is expected to enter can be described by using the type attribute. So for example, if we type in the HTML, P, what is your email? And then you can ask the user by using the tag input, name is equal to email, type is equal to text, and then end of the paragraph. So the user will know that he has to enter email, and this email is being expected to consist of the text. Every form will have at least one submit button. Because with the help of the submit button, we can send the information to the server. So for example, we can write the HTML code such as input name is equal to submit, type is equal to submit, and value is equal to send. So this value, whatever you write in the value, will be displayed as the name of the submit button, so that the user can understand that this button is used for sending of the information. Also, it is possible to have different types for the input tag, such as password. So for creating a password text field, you can make the use of the type password. You can write the name as my password. You can fix its value, or we can fix its size also. There is a button type called as the reset button. So whenever you want to reset the value, then you can make the use of this reset button. Whenever you want to create a radio button, then in the given list of radio buttons, only one has to be clicked. So when there are multiple options and only one option, it is expected that the user will enter. Then in that case, you can make the use of the radio buttons. Value will be value 1, and then you can write the name of the radio button and then the value associated with the radio button. So you can have a multiple radio buttons, of which only one has to be checked by the user. In HTML5, you will find that there are several new input types given, and therefore HTML5 is very rich as far as the form submission or form creation is considered. For example, we have email, so only valid email addresses are expected to enter. Then you can have the type URL, where the URL value is being entered. You can have the type number, so only numerical values are expected in this field. You can have the range, where you can decide what is the minimum value and what is the maximum value. And the default range is from 0 to 100. You can have the telephone type, where the telephone number is expected as an information. You can have the type as a file, where the file and the browse button for the file upload are being provided. Let us see some simple examples so that you can understand how to create a form. This is our HTML document. This is header section, title is forms. Now here we are displaying the message, please log in. Then we are asking the user name, and then we are taking input type as a text, where the name is username, size is 20, maximum length is 20. Then in the next line, we are asking the user to enter the password. Type is password, name is pword, size is 20. Then in the third row, we are asking the user to input a file to upload, where we are asking the user to choose a file, and then we are closing the form. So whenever you type this HTML code by using any text editor, when you save it as .html, and when you run it in the web browser, such as Google Chrome, by using the appropriate path of the file, then you will find that on the screen, this information is being displayed. So now user is asked to enter the name, password, and then he is being asked to upload the file. This is another code. Again, the HTML document is being created, where we are declaring the form of this type: name, email, date of inception, office time, number of years completed, office phone number, and then your home page. And then we are displaying a separate button for the submit action. So of course, you need to have an appropriate image for the submit button, and that image must be available in your current folder. So you can type this code, and when you type this code and when you execute it by using the web browser, then such form is being displayed on the screen. And now you can enter the information. If you try to enter the wrong information, then the appropriate message of incorrect information will appear on the screen. So here you need to enter the number of years only in the range of 1 to 100. So such type of the form can be created by using the HTML code, which is shown in this window. So thank you, friends, for viewing the session. Hopefully you have understood how to create simple forms for the HTML web pages.